All right, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another test video on FSD 14.2.2.2 in our hardware for Model Y. Does not have the front bumper cam. It is not a Juniper model. So we are going to go to downtown Kennesaw. Didn't have as much luck with Grok last time. So I'm going to go ahead and go there. Should be an easy route to this. So we are at Home Depot. Should be easy enough to get out of the parking lot. So FSD has handled speed bumps pretty well for quite a while now. Thankfully, goes over them at a nice, comfortable speed. As comfortable as speed bumps can be, I guess. We're going to leave it in standard. All right, so that was interesting. I definitely think it was the right move not to go, but it definitely hesitated and it pumped the brakes a couple times. Interesting. If it had gone immediately, if it had not hesitated, we could have gone and it wouldn't have been a problem. But those cars were approaching at a decent speed, and it did not make a decision quick enough to actually go. So now we got the green light, so it's easy to go. That's what I've seen a lot of lately on 14.2.2.2 is it seems to hesitate on right turns when there is oncoming traffic. And when it hesitates, instead of stopping, a lot of times it'll attempt to go anyway. And in most cases, I disengage it because once it's hesitated, it's usually going to be, forcing the car that's oncoming to brake or slow down for us. And there's just really no reason for that. Like if it just didn't hesitate and it just went when it was clearly a big enough gap, then it would have no problem like making it and it wouldn't be in the way. But I don't want it to be in the way, so I usually will end up just stopping it instead. And that's kind of interesting because FSD should actually be able to see those things much quicker than I can see them. So it should be able to see whether the gap is big enough and the speed at which that vehicle is traveling, and make the decision within, milliseconds here to make that decision and go. And instead it seems to be hesitating even maybe more than most human drivers, I would say. Like it definitely is hesitating more like maybe a new driver. So not sure what's going on with that. I didn't have to disengage it in that case. It was just a little bit uncomfortable because it did kind of go start stop a couple times. But it did make the correct decision at that point and not go. So at least there's that. And who knows, maybe usually it would do that, but it's just sometimes it's hard to tell. Like if it's doing the start stop situation, it's hard to tell what the intent of the vehicle actually is or what it's going to do as far as a follow through on that maneuver. Alright, and it looks like we're going to be taking a right up here, so we do need to carefully go over these railroad tracks here. I see that it's this truck here has decided to stop on the railroad tracks. not a great idea. There's actually they're active tracks, so there could be a train at any time. So I don't think it's a great decision to stop on the tracks, but okay. So it does, in the past versions of FSD, sometimes it would kind of go a little too quick over those railroad tracks, and it was kind of uncomfortable. It now gets that speed very nice, so it works well at going over those smoothly at an appropriate speed. All right, so we don't have a stop sign. So I'm surprised we're not going. Okay. All right, I was just waiting for a gap on these cars here. I feel like we had a gap there that we could have gone, but you know, it's okay. Play it safe, nice and easy. All right. The Park at Maine luxury apartment home. So I guess it's gonna try to park around here somewhere. I don't know if we're technically supposed to park here, but we can leave if we need to. All right. So we passed a bunch of parking spots that we could have parked at, and we're going to go to this one in between two cars. That's fine. All right. Perfect. No intervention. I will say that turning right on that one street was a little bit sketchy. It did sort of a start-stop situation and wasn't too smooth, but it did do the correct thing and waited, and everything worked out. So 0 intervention, 0 disengagement drive, and yeah. So that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.